oluvannyuma lwa Uganda okufuna ensimbi eziwerera ddala obuwumbi bwa $8 n'omulimu gw'okusima amafuta okuva mu nnyanja mu Tanzige nagwo gwakutandika okutuuka ku mutendera guno ogw'ebyenfuna era ogw'ebyenkulaakulana eggwanga lya China lisigadde lya nkizo nnyo mu nteekateeka eno.
In 2019, China-Uganda relationship was elevated to comprehensive, cooperative relationship with the strategic guidance by the leaders of the two countries. Our relationship have enjoyed good momentum, and as a matter of fact, it has reached the best time in history.
Under the comprehensive cooperation partnership with China, we've been able to benefit from concessional financing. We've borrowed concessionally from the government of the People's Republic of China, and we've invested in our key infrastructure projects. In oil and gas, through the China National Offshore Oil Corporation, CNOOC, we've been able to pull in about $5 billion just through the China National Offshore Oil Corporation. In addition to CNOOC's investment, we have seen more investment in the crude oil pipeline, where we are having Chinese-based companies participating.
Kampuni eyaweebwa omulimu gw'okusima amafuta CNOOC mu bufunze ekolagana n'amakampuni amalala bwe bakola omulimu gwe gumu ku lukalu lwa Afrika. Kampuni eno erabirira era n'okulondoola omulimu gw'okuzimba omudumu ogugenda okutambuza amafuta okuva ku nzizi mu Uganda okugatuusiza ddala ku mwalo gw'ettanga. Kampuni ya CNOOC yekyalidde empanga mu kufulumya amafuta agatali malongoose ne gaasi mu ggwanga erya China era y'emu ku kampuni ennene gaggadde eyeetengeredde ekyasinze okusima amafuta. Kampuni eno ezze ekola emirimu gy'okusima amafuta mu mawanga ag'enjawulo okwetooloola ensi yonna era erabikidde ku zissemazinga ez'enjawulo.
It's a corporate citizen that has demonstrated itself with the capacity and two, with the corporate values to be able to participate in this sector. And where we are, it's not only about the commercial interests, it's also about the social responsibility.
Ku luzzi lw'amafuta olwa Kingfisher, abakugu bassaawo ekyuma ekiriko tekinologiya ow'enjawulo nga kino kigenda kuyambako nnyo mu kusima amafuta.
Basically, it's under the lake basin. The deepest end of that lake is not even 60 meters. It's offshore but accessed onshore. You have to drill it, you have to access it via land, but going under the lake. And you get to the reservoir, which is far below the lake basin. Over 3,000 meters underneath the lake basin.
Kino kiwezzaako obuwanvu bwa mita 6.5 nga kino kiyitibwa LRA Lunane rig. Ekyuma kino eky'omulembe kisuula kikola emisana n'ekiro kyokka ekyewuunyisa tekivaamu ddoboozi lyonna ng'era kikola emirimu gyakyo mu kasirise.
What we see behind us is a drilling rig, and it is what we are using in our development phase to drill wells, which is where we will be producing our oil from. So the rig behind me is called the LR 8001 or 801, and it is capable of drilling up to 8,000 meters into the subsurface, which is where our oil resources, our petroleum resources are found.
Waliwo ebyuma ebirala bina ebikozesebwa okwawula amafuta okuva ku mazzi ebyasimbiddwa ku luzzi luno ze waliise pads.
All the well pads are quite progressed. They are completed, and we have had the rig at well pad 2 where it started from after spudding. Drilled the wells, it went to well pad 3, and right now it is at well pad 1, and well pad 4 is under preparations. The civil works are going on to prepare it also to receive the rig.
Kingfisher will be processed. It's about 40,000 barrels per day. Now what happens is that when crude oil is produced from the ground, it comes with a certain impurities. All the production from all the fields will be gathered and taken through the central processing facility.
So all the separation is done from here, and after we have separated and we have the crude stabilized, then it goes into what we call the feeder pipeline, which starts right from the CPF here terminating through the escarpment for another 46 kilometers up to the delivery point at Kabale, where there is going to be a refinery. And that's where the upstream project stops.
Project eno y'okusima amafuta esuubirwa okwongera okutondawo emirimu eri bannayuganda ku bitundu 63 ku buli 100 okuva ku kakadde kamu n'emitwalo 60 mu mwaka gw'ebyensimbi ogwa 2017-2018 okutuukira ddala ku bukadde 2 mu emitwalo 60 mu mwaka gw'ebyensimbi 2024-2025. We lutuukidde olwaleero nga kampuni ya CNOOC ekozesa bannayuganda abaweza ebitundu 80 ku buli 100.
I've been able to understand much more about the oil and gas industry. I've had the opportunity to work as a drilling engineer. We are working with different service companies, different operations, and so that experience has had a lot of learning, a lot of career growth, and participate beneficially and be able to go further. Today I'm an engineer, and perhaps tomorrow I'll be a leader within the Uganda oil industry.
We have a mentorship program where they are assigned to the experts who are training them to ensure that there is knowledge transfer.
A culture that CNOOC Uganda Limited has tried to endorse, and so I've found good mentorship with my supervisors that have been able to teach me. I am progressing in the capacity to be able to handle future prospects. So far, this would be my 2nd year in the industry, and I currently work with supervisors that have done up to 20 years. We have sayings in the field such as the subsurface is always surprising, the industry is always changing, equipment evolving, but I can confidently say that we are progressing, and Uganda has a definite sure future with the generation that has been given an opportunity to partake of these operations.
Project eno ireetereddewo abantu b'ekitundu kino amazzi amayonjo ddala nga bano bayungiddwa ku tapu z'amazzi.
In fact, everybody here was living on his or her own because we had a lot of diseases, waterborne diseases. We had access to good water. We could use the lake, and of course, you know the characteristics of fishermen. Cholera was very rampant in this area and killed a lot of people here.
Today, my being here, it is very important to me because my community is free from any waterborne diseases, and we are blessed to have CNOOC in Uganda. I studied bachelor degree in accounting and finance. So when I came to this place, there was no way to get what to do. I was a fisherman, and he also had a small saloon. CNOOC picked me from down level there, not even knowing my education background. Right now, my profession has been changed from fisherman to water treatment engineer.
Ezisoba mu 85 era nga kampuni eno ekozesa amaanyi g'enjuba okusobola okuba amazzi gano okutuuka mu batuuze.
I was taught how to purify the water from the intake tank to the last treatment point where we introduce sodium hypochlorite.
Project eno era eyambye byansusso okutereeza ebyentambula mu kitundu kino ng'enguudo eziwerako zikoleddwa era zonna ne ziyibwa koolansi. Abantu bangi babadde bafa mu kitundu kino ng'obuzibu bwonna buva ku makubo agali mu mbeera embi nga project eno tennaba kutongozebwa nga n'abakyala abazito baasanganga obuzibu okutuuka mu malwaliro okusobola okufuna obujjanjabi obutuufu. Mu kiseera kino eccupa y'amazzi ag'okunywa egula siringi 1,000 n'okukkaku wansi kyokka kino si bwe kyali.
Tamaka Road was worked on and we are now accessing it. That is really a good achievement. We are appreciating to CNOOC. You know, we used to suffer a lot. We could carry our women from here up to Changwali on back when actually they are going to deliver. Something like 15 kilometers from here to Changwali. That's where we could get a means of transport moving us ahead in Hoima and Kampala.
Ngamba mwebale mukatukolera omulungi bwe CNOOC mukatukolera oluguudo olwo tukatuli kubi muno timanyiro buli muntu narwara nibamuhimba mu belega nibamusoma mu belega nibamuhimba nibamutwara Rusozi obukote ino mulingo baramutwara mutoka tero baitu ba CNOOC bayizire bakatuletera obusinge muno nyomba simira kim kikuma no baba izire balesera meeting yabo.
She falls sick in the other village. You have to call members from here to go and support because it was a very big task. You can imagine somebody weighing 90 kilograms, lifting him to the escarpment here. Very, very, very tedious.
The escarpment road could be about 6+ kilometers. And before its establishment, the communities were using a path to come up and down the escarpment. For that, communication in terms of transportation was very, very, very difficult. Because accessing here either goods and services, people had to move them. You can imagine if you needed construction materials, the only way to get them here was through carrying them in tons to come down the escarpment. Or the other alternative, the communities would go to Butyaba in Bulisa, load them on the boats, or go to Ntoroko, further south here, which is about maybe 50 kilometers away from here, to put them on the boats to bring them here.
Omudumu gw'amafuta oguyitibwa East African Pipeline guliko obuwanvu bwa kilomita 243 okuva e Kabale mu district y'e Hoima okutuukira ddala ku mwalo Tanga mu ggwanga lya Tanzania. Omudumu guno gugenda kuba n'obusobozi obutambuza amafuta agatali malongoose ebipipa ebiwerera ddala 2016 buli lunaku, nga buli kipipa kyakubeera mu liita z'amafuta agatali malongoose eziwerera ddala 150.
When the refinery receives crude, it refines it into products that we consume on a daily basis. So it will produce liquefied petroleum gas, it will produce petrol, it will produce diesel, jet fuel. But at the bottom of the barrel, there are certain products that are not for our consumption straight away. And these products become feedstock for petrochemical industries, feedstock for fertilizer industries, and so we'll be able to produce all the petrochemical products that we import as a country. And what is important to us is that these products that we import, that we spend so much money on, will be produced here, and so that is import substitution. It supports our balance of trade, supports our balance of payment, it creates value chain employment, and so the factor of value that is created by just creating more products in terms of employment, in terms of taxes, in terms of know-how, supply chain, is what we're excited about.
Our practical cooperation has brought with good results, and our cooperations on the international arena has been very active. We're working together to safeguard the common interests of the global south as well as the developing countries. And we feel very satisfied with this relationship.
Uganda has given a safe haven, an attractive investment climate for Chinese-based companies, and we continue to support many more to set up. So we've really enjoyed our partnership with the private sector out of China, but also with the government of the People's Republic of China. And as a ministry, we are delighted to continue this partnership into the future as we work on our different projects.
Ng'emu ku ngeri y'okutangira enkyukakyuka mu mbeera y'obudde okuva ku bikola by'abantu omuli okutema emiti n'ekigendererwa eky'okwokya amanda, gavumenti eri mu nteekateeka okulaba nga bannayuganda bonna bakomya okozesa enku n'amanda. Kino kijjidde mu kiseera nga n'eggwanga lyeteekateeka okutandika okufulumya gaasi, nga kati singa omulimu gw'okulongoosa amafuta gunaabeera gutandise, basuubira okufulumya gaasi aweza metric tons 32.5, nga kuno baakugattako ebintu ebirala ebigenda okuva mu mafuta gano okuli petrooli n'amafuta g'ennyonyi.